If you don't listen in real time that you still want to throw in, you can always call the Alan Cox Show After Hours line. Or if you do listen live and can't get through or whatever, it's just an option for you. 216-986-8903 is the After Hours line. It is always operational. Cavs lose in Oklahoma City to the Thunder last night. That's 109-103. I was watching a thing with Kevin Durant where he was talking about how everybody gave him a hard time when he went over to the Warriors. And he's like, I didn't care. I wanted to live in San Francisco.
Can't blame him.
Well, it's usually how those things go.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Andre, the NBA trade deadline was today. Andre Iguodala got traded to Memphis, refused to play for Memphis. Mm-hmm. So they send him, I think they just sent him today to Miami.
Last night, yeah.
Last night. So I love how these contracts work. I don't understand how they work. You can just go, I'm not going to play at all. I'm prepared to sit out the entire season.
I want to live there for a year.
Well, no, because you get paid.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you get paid and not work. But so he was on the Warriors. They sent him to Memphis, which looks like it's turning out to be a good team, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope.
Ja Morant.
Don't want to work there. And so they go, we'll send you to the Heat. Cool. Because who doesn't want to play in Miami?
I want to live in Miami.
What a crazy business, though. You know what I mean? Like these guys are like, yeah, I don't want to live in Cleveland. I don't want to play in Oklahoma City.
Tristan Thompson's probably going to get bought out.
By whom?
By the Cavs. They're going to buy out his contract, and then he can sign with any team he wants.
Huh.
Because now that they got Andre Drummond, they're just we'll cut our losses. Give him a nice...
What do they owe him?
Oh, a lot. They give him way too big of a contract.
What? Why wouldn't they trade him to somebody else and put that money on that other team?
Nobody wanted it.
Really?
It was a pretty bad contract.
So they have to buy it out.
If they either buy it out or they'll just let him finish the season with the Cavs. But my guess with Andre Drummond coming in is that he'll get bought out.
Wow.
Probably by the end of today.
Wonder what? So they owe him a lot of money.
Let me see how much it is. Because he signed a pretty ridiculous contract.
I mean, you do potentially ruin your body and whatever. Mm-hmm. But athletes are making more money than they ever have.
Well, especially basketball players. Basketball players are making
tons of
more money. Yeah.
Right.
So he signed an $82 million contract 5 years ago.
Jesus.
So
and how long?
I'm sorry, a 5-year contract. I think this might be the last year of it, though. Yeah.
Well, there
I
you
hear
go.
things like that, and I'm like, my goal is to pay off my car in the next couple years, and that's like $14,000.
Well,
and I was like, $82 million.
I don't even mean the amount of money.
do.
Like if I got fired tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. If I were on a basketball team, they go, "Here's the $30 million we owe you."
Yeah.
Like I have a contract here, and I assume that they would honor it, but it's not like they would be throwing me a bag of money. They'd just be like, "Hey,
here's the rest
later.
of your money."
Yeah, whatever, later.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's wild. And to go to a city and go, "You guys have to pay me, but I don't want to play here. I'm not going to practice. I'm not going." Iguodala was like, "I'm prepared to sit out the whole season unless I get traded."
So this season,
and they were paying him like $30 million to not play.
Well,
and the other guys on the team were like,
he signed a $30 million extension with the Heat. I don't think he was getting $30 million not to play.
Yeah.
But
they were paying him,
a lot. They were paying him. Tristan Thompson's this season, he is getting $18.5 million.
And is he that good?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's the market, though. That's
Tristan
the market.
Thompson, pay off my car. Mm-hmm. I just want to put that into the universe.
He's going to put something into your universe
It's fine.
first.
Listen, it's not like, I mean, the guy can be pretty useful. I was at an event that he was there, and I walked right up. I put my drink right in his ass, and it sat there the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Listen, he is a good player, but they overpaid for him. But that's what you have to do to keep your good players. A lot of teams end up overpaying their best players.
Because the agent goes, if you want him, this is what it costs.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And he was on, he signed the contract right after we won a championship. So it was like, well, we got to keep the core together. Got to keep these guys all together so we can make another run at it next year.
We can't lose Matthew Dellavedova. Anyway, Cavs lose. In Oklahoma City last night. They're off tonight. They're off tomorrow. They're off Saturday.
So he made $18 million this year?
Yeah.
And then the Cavs will play the Clippers on Sunday here at home at the Romo Fijo. So 7:30 Sunday. Cavs, Clippers on your FM home for Cleveland Cavaliers basketball.
If they didn't pay Tristan Thompson, they could pay every single person in the city of Cleveland $53 for what he makes. I know that just blows my mind. That there 340,000 people live in Cleveland. I've just cut a check. Everyone gets an extra $50 because we decided not to sign a player this year. I know that would never happen.
Yeah,
but that's I think so much money.
It's so much money, and then you look at what basketball players are making, and it's just bananas. Because yesterday they released the top 5 podcasters and what they're making, and Joe Rogan was at the top of the list, and he's making $30 million just from his podcast.
Yeah,
per episode?
A year.
Not
per episode. That would be really good.
I don't know.
The guy does like 4 hours every day. Well, I gotta tell you, attention spans are fantastic because people either, in the earlier days of YouTube, when everybody was trying to make something happen on YouTube, they were like, you got to keep them short. Mm-hmm. People don't have attention spans. People know in the first 4 seconds if they're going to stick around. So everybody was trying to make short. Vine was huge.
Vine, right. TikTok.
Now, Joe Rogan, it's like a 3-hour show.
He does.
Like, who's paying attention to this?
I mean, people put
God
it on their
bless
cars
him.
while they're driving around, or they put it on in the background. You could do the same thing with the Alan Cox Show. You could put the playlists on in the background. You can put the live stream on in the background as you're doing things around your house, and just let it play all the time. Never stop it. There's enough
all the
material.
time. Yeah, $30 million a year. Wow, good for him.
I think My Favorite Murder was second at like $20 million, and then and Bill Simmons, who he just got bought out by Spotify. They bought his whole the Ringer website for $100 million.
Yeah.
So good for that guy.
His money to be made.
Going from ESPN, starting his own stuff, betting on himself, and making bank.
And it's pretty wild, too, how some people who have had long careers, I know everybody mentions Marin because he is kind of one of the most prominent examples of it, but people who really financially benefited from the move to audio like this. Rogan, I mean, he was a working comic in MMA, but that My Favorite Murder, are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
I've never heard it, but the hosts were like comics. You know who Karen Kilgariff is?
Yeah, absolutely.
She was on Mr. Show, and she was a comic for a long time. And now they're getting paid because of this.
She was like, if you saw her, you'd recognize, you'd be like, oh, I've seen her in something. You might not be able to place it, but now she is getting paid. Dax Shepard, who he's had a pretty decent career after Punk'd, but he was never making the money he is now from his podcast. I think he's making like $7 or $10 million a year doing the Armchair
but again,
Expert.
I think that, but I kind of separate people who already had name recognition.
Yeah,
like Adam Carolla's been podcasting for a long time. I'm sure he was one of the first guys to like make money at it.
There's a lot of people that try and do a podcast and it doesn't catch on, and then there's people that they only know them from that podcast. Dax is a guy that you know who you had heard from him or you'd seen him or something, but he put together a really good podcast and was really good on it.
Yeah,
and so people gravitated to it.
Yeah. Conan's funny on his podcast too.
He's great on his podcast. Yeah. I haven't watched Conan's TV show in so long, but I listen to his podcast every week. He does great interviews on there.
Let's see.
I have a podcast.
Oh, what's it called?
Flicks and Bill.
Is it available on the iHeartRadio app?
It is available on the iHeartRadio app.
Fantastic. Kansas City Chiefs, they had their big... if you go to AlanCoxShow.com, you can see some great video from the Chiefs' victory parade between the guys who broke the barricade and then got rammed by the Kansas City PD to the guy who tries to climb the tree with his pants down.
He's my favorite.
Again, Kansas City is a baseball town, so when the Royals won the World Series a few years ago, it was it was like 1 million people. It's like when the Cavs won here, right?
Yeah.
So they got a lot of people for the Chiefs' victory parade.
It's a football town too, though.
If you remember when the Royals won the World Series, man, there was 1 million people there.
I saw the side-by-sides, but it's also February versus November, and it was really, really cold in Kansas City.
And a lot of people wanted to meet George Brett.
No.
Because yes, Bill, a lot of people wanted to meet George Brett.
Yes, a lot
at
of people
the Royals victory parade.
But I'm not going to do it today.
Who's George Brett?
George Brett.
Oh.
He plays for the Kansas City Royals.
Okay. Used to play.
He plays For the once a player, always a player.
I've heard
That's
that.
not
No,
true at
that's
all.
very true.
That's why they pay
Say
these
that's my
guys.
dating history.
That baseball's where the money is. That's why these guys get $400 million over 10 years, because if they ever need to call them back up, they can.
Mm-hmm.
There's a clause in their contract.
Mr. Bread, we need you.
Not bread. There's a clause in their contract where they go, hey, who do we have? This guy got hurt, right? George Brett, perennial third baseman, right? Played, I think, for the Royals his whole career. And if they need him, they flip to the contract. They've got them all on file. They go, oh, we can call him back up. They go,
Rolodex.
somebody goes, he's 60, whatever. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but he invented bread.
We've got an opening at third base. Call him back in here. He's the face of that team. Anyway, from your Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce from
Cleveland Heights.
Cleveland Heights. He's a graduate of Cleveland Heights High School. He was very excited at the victory parade.
Woo! I'm wearing about half the beers I've been trying to drink, baby. It's been a long time coming, because what did we do? We had to fight for a right to party! And what we do, we unleash a can of whoop-ass on everybody. For 2019, 2020 World Champions, you gotta fight for your right.
Why does he like Beastie Boys so much?
Wasted.
Yeah, he's hammered.
Yeah.
His girlfriend's foxy, too. Did you see there was video on the bus? She was like double fisting flasks. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, his girlfriend's real
Flasks,
cute.
okay.
Flasks, Bill, yes.
Because I've seen videos of girls on buses and there's fists involved, and I was getting a little bit excited.
Sounds like my San Diego trip.
Yeah, double fisting some flasks. This is Jim Flask. This is his son, Jim Flask Jr. And that's young Cody Brown in between them.
Let me give it out my government. It's Poundcake.
I mean, now, conversely, 5 people showed up at the San Francisco airport to welcome the 49ers back.
Hey.
So there are some diehard fans who are like, we don't want these guys to feel completely
That
ignored.
actually made me feel worse.
If 5 people
Like,
showed up.
I'd rather nobody be there than like 5 people. Like, hey, good job, guys.
It was
Right.
just like a family of 5 who missed their flight. They're just like at the wrong gate. Like, oh, hey, look. Oh, hi, guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Come here.
Why didn't they fly into like a private airport?
I don't know.
Like the Cavs don't fly into Hopkins.
No, maybe they did. Maybe there were 5 people that were flying out on a private plane who said, oh, hey, guys, I don't know.
I was gonna say you can't just be on the same. They have their own airport. They have
when
their
the
own
Cavs
plane.
flew in, it was. I think they actually did fly into Hopkins, but
Was
it's like
it?
a private section of it.
I thought it was Burke.
No.
I'm pretty sure Erica went out to see him, and I'm pretty sure it was out at Hopkins.
So, yeah, sure, Kansas City, they're happy that their team won the Super Bowl, but, I mean, shouldn't the Kansas City Storm get some attention if it's such a big football town? Who's paying attention to the Kansas City Storm?
And they are.
They've got football, professional female football in Kansas City.
Hey.
Well, the season's just starting, right?
I'm sorry,
Isn't the season just starting?
but they've been there for 15 years,
Okay.
Bill.
Well, they got to win a championship.
Well, come on.
Can't throw a parade if you don't win a championship,
Ah,
or
not
you have to
correct.
lose all
I
the
was
games.
going to say, you can throw parades for other things.
Yeah, that's right. They were undefeated in 2010, Bill. Undefeated, the Kansas City Storm. Did they throw a big to-do for them? No. You know why?
Why?
Rampant
Armadillos.
sexism. Rampant armadillos. Sexist armadillos.
Damn dillas.
That's right. They beat the River City Raiders 62-0.
Whoa. That
Yes.
seems a little lopsided.
It was. Although those River City Raiders really suck.
Yeah.
They really stink. They got no business.
Well, they're building the city on a river. What?
That city was built on rock and roll,
Oh.
not on a river.
Well, they raided the river.
The Raiders did, yes.
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm
Raiders were
saying.
rolling on the river.
Yes.
Man,
They had on their jeans because they were prospecting for gold.
yes.
Toot.
I'm looking at this Kansas City Storm schedule. They have had a horrible record against the team, this bye team. I don't know where they're from. But, boy, they can't get any traction against that team.
BYE.
Yes,
It's like BYU, but the adults.
BYE.
Maybe.
It's like BYU, but what?
Adults.
What's
the adults part?
Yeah, what's the adults part?
Entertainment.
Brigham Young Entertainment.
Brigham Young University.
Yeah.
Brigham Young Entertainment.
I couldn't
Entertainment.
think of an E word that also has to do with adults.
Entropy.
Entropy, sure.
Brigham Young Entropy. Love
Brigham
entropy.
Young.
Continued education.
Exclusively. So, yeah, Travis Kelce's girlfriend was double fisting on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what her name is. Her name's something. But
good,
it's
good call. Her name is something.
well, she's real cute.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, a guy like Travis Kelce would probably
A professional football player's girlfriend is
Kayla
girlfriend.
Nicole. I don't know if she did. Well, because he's a white guy. She's black. So I like to see that. But she's real cute. She's got like 300,000 followers and super cute. As far
Maybe I'll
'cause
throw
I
her
gotta-
on the Instagram hotties next week.
Because I got to tell you, everybody's looking at Mahomes' girlfriend because obviously he's like the main dude.
She's loud.
I don't even know about that. She just looks. She looks like when you keep your high school girlfriend way into like college and beyond.
Maybe he did.
He must have because she looks like 1,000 other girls that we all went to high school with.
There's a viral video of her, I think, in the AFC championship game, just like screaming and yelling, and people are like, "Oh, that's so obnoxious that you're doing that." Just act like, and it's like, let her cheer.
She's
for her-
excited for
yeah,
him.
let her cheer for her boyfriend. It's fine.
Your boyfriend is a quarterback in the National Football League, and they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They
Be
probably
going
have-
You're going to
nuts.
be excited.
Let her have some fun.
No, and not
grown
grown
ass-
men who are not related to
Right.
the players at all, wearing their jerseys and they
Painting
know
their
all
faces.
They
Yeah.
know all their
You need
stats.
to calm down, lady. Okay.
They can recite his like sophomore year of college, all the stats from that year, but she's going a little too much.
Yeah. She doesn't know sports.
It's almost like
People drive me
sometimes,
nuts.
sometimes in sports, there's double standards.
Oh my
Wait a
goodness!
second.
You know, I never thought about it before, Bill, but now that you say it,
Yeah. Well, I like to be on the cutting edge of hot
Yeah.
takes.
He's got some hot takes over there. Yeah, Brittany Matthews is Patrick Mahomes' girl. And she's cute, but I mean, she's no Patrick Kelce girlfriend. Travis Kelce, whatever.
all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Her name's something. She's married to Patrick Kelce.
well, no, they're just together. What do I got to remember everybody's name?
Does Jimmy?
Literally in front of you.
I'm looking at her face. Look at her face. I got to look for her name. I'm looking at her face.
She kind of looks like Lauren in the sales department.
Lauren.
Who does?
The
Mahomes' girlfriend?
Yeah, Brittany Matthews.
Oh, I didn't say it.
Man,
I think they're both pretty.
I didn't say it.
now I got to do reconnaissance.
You don't have to do any reconnaissance. Look up the River
do.
City Raiders. Tell me how they're going to do against
What-
Bye this week.
What was Travis Kelce's girlfriend's name?
Kayla Monroe or something? Kayla Nicole.
Caitlin Nicole.
I'm sure that's her real surname. But nevertheless, congratulations to everyone. Travis Kelce, of course, the pride of Cleveland Heights High School.
I like the name Kayla.
So there's a local connection there.
Now that's on the X list for me.
You have a lot of those.
Well, that's how you get to winnow them down. You get to a certain point, and you can more easily navigate potential girlfriends purely by the names. Because if you rack up enough in the rearview mirror, then you meet one, and you go, I
I
don't want anything to do with that name.
had to swear off the hard k sound.
Yeah.
Not a good match for me.
Too many?
Yeah, Coco, Kayla, Carly,
Kendra.
Kendra.
You got a lot of them.
It's as though there's something subliminal working there, Bill.
Right. It's like Ron Swanson with Tammy.
Now I'm going, a lot of the guys that I've been with or dated, whatever, have like one syllable names. Chad, Chris, John. I guess their names are Jonathan, Christopher. Never mind.
Yeah.
What about the guys you
Be the
dated?
short
Miles?
versions of their names. Yeah.
That's 2 syllables. I got nothing.
Okay, that's fine. It's all
A lot
right.
of names still out there.
I dated a lot of girls who dotted their I's with a heart.
Hey, there you go.
You know, what do you want from me? Even if they didn't even have an I in their name. They were so committed to it.
Crossing their T's with a heart.
Yeah, the whole thing. All right, I got a break. Hey, Nickelback is on tour this summer. They got Stone Temple Pilots coming along with them. They're going to play Blossom on August the 4th. So if you want to see those guys, I'll get you set up coming back here. 35192 if you want to text.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.